Okay, so to start the story off. Oh, by the way, the story's name is Senju Naruto. Or what if Naruto is a Senju? So to start the story off, Naruto will have wood style, obviously, but he will have either equal amount or more likely more chakra than Hashirama because of him being a Senju Uzumaki and him having the Kyuubi. So off the bat, it sounds like he's gonna be OP, but he won't be like Hashirama in terms of his personality. Because I see a lot of what ifs that they make him basically a clone of Hashirama. Which, I mean, I get it since he's an Ashura reincarnation, but what's it called? But I'm just gonna make this a little different. She's gonna be more like Tobirama with a serious personality. So, we'll start this story off with a 6-year-old Naruto. He's getting chased down the village by a mob. He's wondering why. Why does this keep happening to me? What did I ever do to them? If anything, they should be worshipping me. My clan, the Senju, the founders of this village. And they still do this to me. They hate me. They chase me down. They hunt me. They make me feel like I'm some sort of game, some sort of prize to get. As they finally caught up to him, then he started screaming, crying, wondering why? Why does this keep happening to me? He's thinking of, and he shouts, "Help! Help! Help! Why won't someone help me?" But then there's a voice in his head that said, "Calm down, I have a plan." His eyes widened as when he opened his eyes again, he was in a dark sewer. And he said, what are you?" As the red slitted eyes looked down on him, giving him a shiver down his spine. He was too scared to speak. He said, "I am the Kyuubi, the nine-tailed fox, the one that destroyed the village." He said, "What? You're dead. The Photokage killed you." He says, and he started laughing so loud that Naruto's hair got sent backwards, and he started moving backwards even a little bit. He says, "No one can kill me. No one could kill a Biju. Not even the king of all Biju, for example. So how in the world would I be here? Well, by the only way a human could seal me, the king of all Biju, the Kyuubi, a nine-tailed demon fox." He's basically tooting his own horn. But he proceeded to explain that the fourth Hokage, which he also mentioned was Naruto's father, sealed him inside of him with the Shinigami, the death god. As Naruto's eyes widened, wondering, "My own father sacrificed me for these people. The people that look down on me, they hate on me. Each day I have to live in fear because of them, because of him." As his growing hate started to come, and he said, "I'm not done," but before he could finish his words, Naruto quickly left the mindscape. As Kaibi raised his eyes, not wondering how he even knew how to do that. But after he quickly left, his chakra started forming and turning red. But as the villagers thought the Kaibi was taking over, quickly wood spikes broke out of the ground and the walls everywhere. There's even trees behind the alleyway. Bushes behind the alleyway that grew vines and started growing everywhere. Only a few villagers were stabbed, none of them killed. Knowing how badly that would torment onto him, so the Kyuubi influxed some of his power and quickly took it out before there would be too much damage caused, knowing that this might be a sign of knowing that he might get some trauma out of this. Quickly after that, an ambuscade formed with the third Hokage, but as he looked at Naruto, he had already been knocked out face first on the ground due to the influx of chakra not being adjusted to his 6-year-old body. But after that, he rushed him to the hospital, not knowing of any damage. And he ordered the ambuscade to take all the villagers to Ibiki and Nanko into the interrogation room. Quickly after that, the doctors refused to give him any care. After hearing that, Hiruzen was shocked, wondering, when did I let this get so bad? he quickly chokeslammed her into the wall and said, "If you do not give me any doctor right now, I'll kill you and all your family." As she was shivering, she even peed her pants. So she said, "Hi," and she quickly got some of the workers and a, uh, a bed for him to be pushed on. Soon after that, they just told him that it's just this chakra exhaustion, as he had used too much chakra that he shouldn't have due to his small frame and weak body. After him waking up, 2 hours later, Hiruzen has been by his bed all day long, as he looked at him and said, "Old man," as his eyes were still blood red. As Hiruzen was shocked, he's wondering, "Naruto, my boy, are you okay?" As Naruto did not look at him with any cold demeanor. It was hate. He hated him, knowing that he was the fault for all of this. He said, "Oh man, why did my father seal the Kaibe in me?" As his eyes widened, "What? Naruto, who told you this?" He said, "No one told me this. Or no human, at least. It was the Kaibe. He told me this while I was unconscious. Or he talked more while I was unconscious. He told me that in the middle of the villagers." He said, "Alright, let's not talk about this right now." He said, "No, I want to know. You have not told me this my whole life, and now when I found out part of the truth, you still refuse to tell me it?" As Hiruzen looked with a downcast look, "Look, Naruto. The Kaibe suddenly attacked the village. He didn't have any option. None of us were even expecting him that day, so he's a very honorable man, so what?" Naruto shouted. "So he decided to sacrifice his only living relative, his own son, to a life of downtrodden and turmoil? Look, Naruto, I tried making it easy for you. By doing what? By occasionally giving ramen? Underfunding me? Having villagers overprice me? Is this what you call doing your best for me?" As Hiruzen's look looks even worse. He says, "I'll never forgive you. Because of this, I'll never even be able to have a functional life. Everyone hates me. How am I supposed to live like this?" Hiruzen's look even worse, he said. He says, "I'm sorry, Naruto," as Naruto quickly got out of the bed and ran home. Soon after that, Hiruzen was downtrodden look, wondering if Naruto would go rogue, due to this village never having anything for him. But Naruto had other plans. Actually, the first part of his plan was just executed. So, you see, the Kaibe and him discussed that, well, the Kaibe mainly, since Naruto, well, he's not that smart. But the Kaibe is telling him that normally in other villages, through Kushisa's memories, he saw that Jinchurikis are the village's greatest secret. So for normal everyday people to know about this, there had to be a leakage somehow. And he figured out, due to Minato being Hokage and Kushina being the head clan of the seat for the Uzumakis in the village, after the destruction, that there are a few people, Koharu, Hamura, and Danzo, that hated, well, Minato, due to him being better than Hiruzen, due to him being a more forceful Hokage, being smarter, faster thinking, and quicker to take actions. Danzo hasn't been able to let his root go out in public ever since Minato disbanded them. But so he figured out that it was Danzo, since he could sense extra hate towards Minato, and that he never really liked him either way. So while he's telling him about this, he decided to give him a plan. He told Naruto, "In order for you to probably have a good life in the village, or at least an average one, you're gonna have to get rid of the elders." But as Naruto's wondering how he would even do that, he said, "Well, you wouldn't really be directly doing it. It's more of an indirect cause." And Naruto was asking, "How do I do this?" He told him that, well, the only one who can do such a thing would be the Hokage. And to get him to do that would, well, you'd have to convince him somehow to get rid of them. So Naruto agreed, and as he thought of a plan to the next day, he's time skip the next day. So Naruto walked down to the Hokage's office, as he said, hello Naruto. He says, GG, I don't even know if I can call you that anymore after what happened, but I don't think I'll ever forgive you. As he looks sad again, quite depressing. As Kakashi was in there, as an Abu, wondering what's happening. Because he was in a mission, he just came back, he didn't hear about anything. And he said, I do have one way for you to give me. And he says, otherwise, if you don't do this, I won't even think of being a ninja. As his eyes widened, knowing the effect this would have on the whole village, Ichinchuriki, that's not being a ninja, more or less, Minato, or half Senju and half Uzumaki, for all you knew, he could be the next Hashirama, because Naruto already had the reserves of a Genin at 6. He says, Naruto, please rethink this. And he said, no, I won't even give it a second thought. So he said, okay, what can I do? He says, you have to disband the civilian council. As we go back to another flashback and saying, the Kaiba talking to him was saying that when Minato was Hokage, that Hyusen was on the council and Danzo and the Hamura Koharu and Danzo were all in a 4-man team, well 5-man team technically, with Tobirama. And he knew that Hiruzen wouldn't just really get rid of him so fast, especially with Root being a helpful cause due to missions. So they decided to get rid of the support, the civilian council. Flashback end. So we cut back to Naruto talking about this, and his eyes are wide, thinking, how do you even know about this? He says, they're the ones who always overprice me, and because of them, I can't even live a good life. I'm starving every day. I don't even have enough money to eat proper food. I'm only able to go to Ichiraku because they give me free meals more than not. As this looks like Son again. Like, Naruto, you can't do this. He says, don't ever speak to me then. She shouted, I won't ever be ninja of this village. And even as a civilian right now, I could leave the village if I want to. He's just running out the door. He's like, Naruto. As he cussed under his breath. Damn it. But so he quickly summoned the Anbu and he said, call council meeting. As the council quickly formed, as there was an emergency meeting called by the Hokage, due to him barely calling any meetings because of the civilian council calling most of them. As when they formed, Hiruzen looked at them with blood-filled hate, as his eyes seemed to flicker red sometimes, due to just the amount of hate he had, veins popping out of his head. He's like, you damn fools, you've doomed us all. As they're all confused, shook, silent. But, sorry, my game kind of froze. Okay. So, as they're all frozen in shock of what to say, they were just looking and wondering what could have happened. He says, you, he said, looking at the civilian council, as they're all frozen, as some of them already knew what happened. You had another mob attack Naruto while I was busy with this council meeting yesterday. As when they were all starting to shiver, he said, because of you, Naruto has no more loyalty to the village. Because of you, he has sworn hatred to me and all ninja in this village. Because of you, he'll never be a shinobi. Naruto, he is half Senju, half Uzumaki. He could be the second coming of Hashirama, a greater version of him. He's descended from 3 of the 4 Hokages. The 1st, 2nd, and 4th, and you stare? For all we know, for all we know, he is the prince of the village. He could basically take out all the fundings from the Uzumaki and Senju clan, and we could go bankrupt. The Senju were hand in hand with being best known as the Fire Daimyo. He could even move there, and then the Fire Daimyo could stop the funding to the village. And because of that, you've doomed us all. From here forward, the civilian council is disbanded, he shouted. As everyone was silent, but as we switched focus to the Shinobi Council, we'd see them all smirking, knowing that the god of Shinobi is back. Soon after that, he dismissed the council as the civilian council tried to say something as he just flooded the rooms, killing 10 and shouted, leave! You're no longer to have any word in this council. You were only here for war times, and now is long overdue. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I've gotten weak and old over these past few years. I'm sad that I didn't disband you earlier than this. As he quickly left the room. Now we shift the focus to Naruto, who had his ear to the door, laughing and giggling the whole time with Karama laughing too. I said, by the way, Kyubi, don't you have a name? I did some research on this morning about the Bijou, and I found out that the one-tail and two-tail had a name, Shukaku Matatabi. As he growled and said, "You're not worth knowing, you impudent brat. You couldn't even defend yourself from a couple of civilians." As they scoffed and said, "I'm only 6. How in the world should I supposed to be doing that?" As he grunted and said, "I will not have a weak contender. You do not deserve it in my name. Get strongest, and I will know if you like telling you my name." Naruto said, maybe you don't even deserve, maybe my time doesn't deserve to be wasted by knowing your name. For all I know, it's probably useless. It's probably stupid too. Maybe like Dumpling or something." As Kurama's sweat dropped and thought, who would name someone Dumpling? So, and then we cut the scene to 1 year later. Naruto is now 7 years old. And he's walking down the bridge. He's walking down the bridge, well, he's walking down the road as there's a bridge leading to the center of a lake, as the Uchiha massacre just happened to Sasuke. As he saw he saw a kid, he saw a kid there sitting down lonely, wondering about him as his eyes widened in realization, remembering that this is the Uchiha, as his family all died. He said he's kind of similar to me in a way. As he decided to walk down there and talk to him, asked him, "Are you okay?" He says, "Am I okay? My family just died." As Naruto consoled with him and said, "I can relate to you in a way. The whole Senju clan has been wiped out due to war, and my Uzumaki clan has been wiped out with the villages." Okay, this is an author to know. I'm changing it so 4 out of the 5 nations actually attacked. I'm gonna have Konoha actually try to help, but Danzo stopped them. But Kirisuna, what's it called? Kirisuna, Kumo, and they didn't stun. Sorry, I forgot what it's called. All attacked, and so that's probably why they have significantly less survivors. Keep in mind, it's just Naruto and Carrot, the little show that you've seen. So, okay, back to the story. He was telling them how 4 of the 5 great nations attacked them, and Sasuke was wondering, if they attacked the allies, why would we side with Suna? And then Naruto told them that we didn't really have much of a choice. It's more of a mutual benefit than anything else, because they're the closest one to the village, and we didn't. After that, it's more of a ceasefire. It grew to an alliance after that, he said. As Sasuke was a little bit off put due to siding with allies that attacked and decimated other allies. But I guess he just ordered it off. He says, "Yes, I know, I hate it too. In fact, if I were to see any of these shinobis, I don't think I could ever restrain myself." As they continued to talk and decided to train together, as occasionally Naruto would bring Sasuke into the Senju compound, as that is where he lived, and Sasuke would bring Naruto into the Uchiha compound, as they would learn off each other. As this is where Sasuke's personality would start to rub off on Naruto, as Naruto started to be more cold towards others, as the beatings from the civilians didn't get any better. In fact, they started to get worse. Because of now having no influence to the council or any effect in the village, Naruto would start having they would start taking out all their hate on Naruto. So because of this, Naruto would in fact hate the civilians. He wouldn't have any issue with shinobis. And because of he was keeping up with his deal, that he got rid of his Sharingan so Naruto would in fact start the Shinobi Academy. As now Naruto is 8 years old with Sasuke. So Naruto has already high tuning level reserves. Not low joining yet, but just high tuning. As Sasuke would have just, I guess, above average, so low Genin. No. Yeah, low Genin reserves, let's say that. Let's say he's like, about to reach low Genin, because he's still 8, and Naruto having tuning, well, Senju, Uzumaki, and the Kyuubi, so, it can make, you have a lot of chakra, but, it's not gonna be like abundant, like in Naruto. So, as Naruto, what's it called? We would cut into a scene of Naruto and Sasuke sparring, actually, as Sasuke would be dashing back and forth, trying to avoid the wood spikes that'd be coming out of the ground, because of Naruto forming it. And Naruto would quickly body flicker behind him and logic kick, as Sasuke quickly ducked with his Sharingan activated. With 2 total in one eye and 1 in the other eye. After he ducked, sorry, it's like my brain is freezing sometimes. If I pause from now, then my brain is just like freezing. I'm just like thinking, because I don't have a script or anything. But back to the story. As he quickly ducked in the same motion of him ducking, he would twist his body doing a sweep kick. As Naruto would jump, but Sasuke would jump in the air, throwing a punch into his stomach. As Naruto would get a heavy punch, but he'd soon turn into wood, as when he fell into the ground, he would turn into a tree. As Naruto would also emerge from the ground using the Headhunter Jutsu, but instead of just trying to reach for his legs, he would go completely out of the ground, and then time to do a punch to Sasuke's head. As Sasuke also saw that coming, as he dodged it, but there was another Naruto that formed out of the ground, another wood clone. Sasuke didn't see this, but as he turned around last second, he saw kunai going into his head, as he quickly got a flashback to his brother saying, "You're too weak, Sasuke. You must get enough hate to be able to become strong enough to hate me. Sasuke, run for your life. Be a coward. Be the coward that you know you are. Run until you get enough strength. You must hate enough." As he quickly flashed into it, as another Tomo started forming, as he quickly put Naruto in a Genjutsu, as he froze still, as Sasuke quickly kicked him in the back of the head harder than he intended as he slammed into the tree, but he saw that he merged into the tree and actually made the tree larger, figuring out that it was just a wood clone. As Naruto started clapping, he said, "Good job, Sasuke, you finally did it." As he raised an eyebrow and said, "Did what?" He started running towards Sasuke, and he took out, well, no, sorry, not running. He started walking towards Sasuke as he took out kunai and showed him the glare of it, as he saw his eyes with 2 tomos in each eye, as he smirked, knowing that now he's getting stronger. In fact, he's probably catching up to his brother, because there was unheard of to have 2 tomos in each eye, except for Shisui, who already had the Mangekyo, but not everyone knew that. So now we're time skipping to the end of the year, as when Naruto and Sasuke are 12. So right now they would be graduating, as they had a plan. No, they didn't have a plan, sorry. So actually Naruto just had blackmail heroes, and he just threatened to tell all the females in the village that, that Hiruzen would be peeping with his truth-seeking orb. And Hiruzen paled knowing what happened to even his own student after just peeking. Now imagine that tenfold if he was just peeking at people changing in their own clothes, as he knew that surely Zuena's Hokage would be over due to him getting beaten to death by women. So he decided to say, "Okay, Naruto, okay, I'll allow you and Sasuke to be on the same team." But truthfully, he'd do this either way, because Sasuke was the only one that Naruto would tolerate in the class, and same thing, vice versa. So we now go back to it, and then Iruka announces all the team names, and then they smirk as they know that they'll be with each other. So when Kakashi comes in, he says, "I hate all of you." As Naruto and Sasuke both slow down, wondering, should I be saying that to you because of you being late? As they quickly, Kakashi said, "Meet me in the roof in 5 minutes. Don't be late." As the sweat drops, Naruto and Sasuke had it grew even larger. I was saying, "Wow, this guy's really a lame ass." So after they body flickered, Sakura was just left there wondering, why'd they leave me behind? But they don't worry about that. So after they went to the top of the roof with Sakura there, eventually they started introductions. So, what are your likes, dislikes, and dreams for the futures? So Naruto started. My likes are the old man, the Heiichi and Ayame, the people that work at Ichiraku's, Sasuke, and any of my cherished ones. As Sasuke said, my likes are tomatoes, tomato soup, just any food with tomatoes in it, and then Naruto. And for dislikes, I dislike a lot of things. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say Naruto's dream. Naruto's dream is still to be Hokage. But let's go back to Sasuke. And my dream is to know the truth of what happened to the village. As with Naruto being around Sasuke a lot, he had another open-minded view, and Itachi was also an Anbu that protected Naruto. So Naruto telling him about stories about Itachi, about how kind he was, how he would even help him on training on a few occasions, as that one would get a rise out of Sasuke being jealous, and he would ask him almost every day. But Naruto didn't believe that he would do it just for strength, as that isn't a character that Itachi had. As Sasuke started to agree, wondering he was too kind for this, so why would he start doing that now? He's too kind to just kill everyone on a whim, just for strength. And what strength did killing any infants cause? As he thought maybe the Mangekyo, but he shook that off, knowing that it had to be a best friend or someone you really cared about. As after him saying that, Kakashi was let out an ice mound, knowing that Sasuke was improving under the influence of Naruto. But when Sakura came, well, her likes was she let out a giggle. Dislikes was she looked around, but Ino was nowhere to be seen, so she shouted, "Ino!" And the dreams she has for her future, well, she looked at Naruto and Sasuke this time. Because of Naruto being a lot colder and ignoring the girls, well, they seemed to like that. And he was an heir to one of the most prestigious clans in the village, similar to Sasuke. So, and he also had a similar fan club. In fact, sometimes the fan clubs would combine just to chase the both of them down. Well, more often than not, it was just a Wood clone. So, Kakashi talks about, okay guys, don't eat any food tomorrow morning because of the test we'll have, and you might throw it up. Okay, bye. And he just poofed away. As Naruto and Sasuke also switch up, just wondering. Wow, he's very informative. Sakura was just looking at them and said, "Hey Sasuke, you wanna?" But they're already gone as they bought a flickered just quite a few seconds after Kakashi left. So now we cut to the next day as Naruto actually wakes up 2 hours earlier. And as he went to Sasuke's house and said, "Make sure you eat," as that's probably false as Sasuke was saying. "What are you talking about, Naruto? You obviously said not to eat." Sasuke, when has eating ever hurt someone? In fact, not eating is gonna do more damage than eating would do. Since when has any training that we have done made us throw up, especially right after eating? As he thought back to the times where they would go out for lunch, as Naruto would eat up to 15 bowls of ramen and continue to train like nothing happened. And he thought, if Naruto could do that, I'm sure I could do this. I could do it fine with just some toast. So as he nodded and he decided to eat some breakfast. But as he made himself some toast, he turned around and he already saw Naruto digging through the fridge, Naruto, what are you doing? He says, what? I basically live here. Why not enjoy some of the food you have? Naruto, I just went grocery shopping. He said, yeah, that's fine. As he already had a piece of donut stuck in his mouth. As he was holding on to a bowl of cereal with a cup of milk too. A cup of orange juice. As Sasuke switched up, how do you get it all so fast? Alright, time skip back to the build test. As Kakashi was staring at them, telling them, come with me with the intent to kill. As Sakura was just looking at them, daydreaming, thinking, they look so cool. As Naruto and Sasuke both just went jump again, looking at her, thinking, how did she even pass the belt test? There should have been a physical exam or something. I mean, how did they pass the getting test? That's what I meant to say, sorry. So, they cut back to the belt test as they all dashed off, well, except Naruto, as Kakashi was raising an eyebrow as Naruto, instead of running away, he started sinking into the ground, actually. I just wondered, so he knows Naruto and Jutsu. But there was something else. Because of Naruto using wood style. Wood style is, how do I say this? You need Senju to technically use it. I don't know if this is canon or not, but that makes sense. Because with using trees, you kind of like trees are nature in a way. If you know what I mean. So, because of that, he can thrive off the environment, basically in Konoha. And Konoha is like, it's his terrain, basically, more or less. So, because of that, Naruto would have an increased sensory ability, or anything involved with nature, he can sense, and he can use that to an abundance, or he can mainly focus on larger chakra sources, such as Kakashi, Sakura, or Sasuke. So because of this, he had a larger range, so when sinking into the ground, he could also disperse part of his chakra into nature, into a wider variety. So, if you remember that one guy from Naruto, he has like the twin Kiba blades, lightning, and the guy on the back of his head, he had like red eyes, can disperse his chakra into areas. I'm gonna have it be like that in a way, but it's just trees, because he could send out, like, he could have a more focused area of Senju chakra into certain areas. So as he's focusing it into one tree, Kakashi would look at the tree and wondering, oh, he's probably just hiding right there, as he already sent Sasuke and Sakura. Soon after that, Naruto walked up to Sasuke, as he kind of jump scared him unknowingly, but to Naruto, he's just laughing at him. So after Naruto was talking to him, this test doesn't make any sense. As he raised an eyebrow and said, what do you mean? He said, well, this test was made by my great-grandfather, actually. The first Hokage. Or great-grandfather, sorry. Well, great-great-great-grandfather. Okay, yeah, it's a bit confusing. I'm gonna have it down the line, so I'm gonna have Minato be related to Tsunade. Let's say her and Jiraiya's... No. So, yeah, let's just say her and Jiraiya's son, okay? It's Minato, and then after that, it's Naruto. So, this is my great-great-grandfather's, great-great-great-grandfather's... Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna say that anymore. Test, because he invented it and he tested it on his and his team. Or the third Hokage in his team. But they were a 3-man team. Well, technically 5-man with Danzo. But I'm gonna have it be 4-man team because Danzo later joined. As the Shimiro Clan was a late integration to the village. So he's telling about it, and he's talked about how third Hokage did it to the 3 Sanins, and how Jiraiya did it to the 4th Hokage and his team, and how the 4th Hokage did it to Kakashi and his team. And he started to agree with him and said, yeah, now that I think about it, each team I've seen works in a 4-man team. Even some Chunin teams and Anbu squads, they're all in a 4-man team. So as he thought about this, he thought, how are we going to convince Sakura into doing it? He said, Well, we'll story about that later, as he had a evil smirk, thinking about how he was gonna get revenge for Kakashi being late for 2 days in a row. As he quickly made a wood bunch and had it henge into Sakura, he gave an evil smirk. He said, "Okay, now let's do it." As they quickly went with Sasuke diving out the bush right away, but with the Sharingan active, three tumors in each eye actually. Seeing as the extensive training trained him, affected him, as he quickly placed Kakashi in a genjutsu, as Kakashi widened his eyes, quickly noticing him, but it took more energy to break due to the three tumors in each eye Sasuke had. So after breaking it, he saw him weaving hand styles and said, what jutsu is this? I've never seen this. His hand signed. As he said, wood style, wood binding jutsu. As the tree Kakashi was leaning on quickly turned into wood, quickly grew parts and started holding him back, suppressing his chakra. As his eyes widened, what? As he realized, Sasuke can use wood style? As he was too shocked, as Sakura quickly came out of the bush, and as she was reaching for the bells, she slipped backwards, in fact, and she drop kicked him in the nuts. As Kakashi's eyes widened in shock, wondering, oh, because he couldn't even think just due to the pain flowing through his body. But either way, Naruto would walk up behind the tree and grab him and said, I forgot you were there, as the chakra signature was there the whole time. Okay guys, I'm gonna make it so this ability is never used again, because it seems kinda weird now that I think about it. Naruto infusing Sage chakra more and more focus and cheese. But I'm just gonna keep it for this part, because I don't really want to do it. Okay. He says, you were there the whole time? I said, yeah. As he quickly grabbed the bells and he tossed on the Sasuke. As he called out for Sakura to come out as she walked out, surprised. I'm like, that isn't me. As you're right, as the clone quickly poofed back into Naruto as he formed into the tree. And then Naruto tossed the bell to Sakura and said, so you passed, Kakashi-sensei. We did teamwork. He said, that wasn't really much of teamwork. It was just you and Sasuke. He said, yeah, but I gave her the bell, which included her into the team. And he thought about it and shrugged, being too lazy to argue. He said, yeah, sure, as he was grabbing the nuts. You'll pass. But he quickly rushed off to the hospital after that. As now we go to the meeting with the Hokage and Jonin, talking about which teams passed. As he said, Team 1, pass. Team 2, fail. Wait, sorry, no, Team, sorry. Team 1, fail. Team 2, fail. Team 3, fail. Team 4, fail. And it just cuts to the Team 6, pass, Asuma said. Team 7, as they were waiting, and as Hiruzen let out heavy sigh, said, he's probably gonna be late again. As he said, okay, Karanai, you can go for Team 8. As she opened her mouth, but after the door opened, as they all looked at it, with eyes wide and said, Team 7 passed, Kakashi said, as he was holding ice to his lower region. As Hiruzen sweat dropped, knowing that it was probably Naruto doing this, as whenever someone angers him, he always gets revenge, with one way or another, making it at least 10 times worse in the minimum. As Hiruzen asked, as he raised his hand up for the other Jonins to stop talking and muttering, I said, Kakashi, please explain what happened. As he explained that Naruto hinged that Sasuke actually. So he explained that Sasuke with a 3-2-1 Sharingan, as everyone in the room widened eyes, knowing that he's a prodigy similar on Itachi's level. So Sasuke with a Sharingan casted a genjutsu on him, but Naruto hinged as Sasuke quickly replaced himself with him. So after he broke out of the genjutsu, he was already standing in front of him, so he started weaving hand signs that was unknown to him, and used a wood binding jutsu that trapped him and was draining his chakra while suppressing it. As he couldn't move or do any jutsus, as Sakura came out of the bush, which he mentioned was also Naruto hinged, came and reached for the bells as he couldn't do anything, but she slipped backwards and drop kicked him in the nuts as everyone started laughing. Kakashi just get outdone by Naruto? As Naruto on this would have, since he is a lot stoic, he didn't do any pranks for attention as he really didn't care for it. And Naruto is really known to have like a stoic and serious personality, so for them to hear him get outdone and get kicked in the nuts by Naruto out of everyone, it was hilarious for them. So as they all started laughing again, as he couldn't really say anything, as he did get beat by a bunch of Genin's. As he then was even chuckling, covering his mouth with his hand. Okay, we can discuss more about it later. As he looked at Kurana and told her, okay, Kurana, you can go. As she said, Team 8 has passed, she said with a smirk, looking at Kakashi. Okay, Kakashi. Okay, everyone, you're dismissed. So now we cut to the D-rank missions that we all know and love, with everyone hating it, especially Naruto. He says, Hokage-sama. Well, I guess he calls heroes in GG, but, you know, on private occasions. Hokage-sama, this is worthless missions. I myself am the heir to the Senju clan, and this is far beneath me. I was able to take out an A-rank ninja, Kakashi, and he's borderline S-rank too. Well, actually, I call him B-rank due to how lazy he is, and he stopped training since he's been in Anbu, as Kakashi said. You know him right here, right? As Naruto proceeded to ignore him and said, actually, Hokage-sama, I demand a new sensei, as Kakashi's sweat drops started forming even larger, as he said, what? He said, he's too weak, a B-rank ninja? I should not be able to defeat my sensei so easily. As Sasuke was behind Naruto, slightly agreeing with him. He said, he doesn't even train anymore. All he does is just sit down and read porn all day. As the Hokage actually agreed with some of the points, knowing that ever since Kakashi left Anbu, that he has been just drowning himself with grief and has not trained at all. He's been even like refusing to agree with guys' more physical activities. He said, Kakashi, in some ways he's right. You need to start upping your training again, as we cannot have one of the strongest Jonin fall so low. As Kakashi's sweat drops started to form even larger, thinking, you can't agree to this too, Hokage-sama, but he thought in the back of his head, they are right in some ways. I have stopped training. But, no, so Hiruzen was talking to Naruto, but Naruto, I'm not gonna give you a new sensei. Kakashi still is one of the best. If anything, you should be happy to be with him. As Naruto merely grunted and looked away. I said, Naruto, Iruka said, you can't walk up to Hokage and demand such a thing from him, especially to have a new sensei. Kakashi is the strongest ninja in the village. If not just slightly weaker than Hokage-sama. As Hokage chuckled, knowing that Kakashi really didn't stand much of a chance due to how weak he was. But he started talking about the ways of the different ranks of the missions, but Naruto was just tuning him out, wondering if he would ever get a better mission. As Hiruzen waved his hand in front of Iruka, saying, "It's fine, Iruka. We'll just give them a C rank mission. Nothing too hard." As he found a mission to the wave, so that's just a nearby country. It can't be too bad. Well, little did you know. As he tossed the scroll to Kakashi, but Naruto quickly grabbed it and said, "I'm the team leader, Hokage-sama. Why would you be giving it to him?" As Kakashi's sweat drop grew so large that he face planted on the ground as he slowly got up and said, "Naruto, I'm the team." He already had Sasuke and Sakura in front of him as he was discussing the team layouts with them. He said, "Okay, guys, get ready in 1 hour and meet me in front of the North Gate." Kakashi started having another sweat drop form as he tossed the scroll behind him to Kakashi as he quickly scanned through it, but when he looked up, none of them were there. As he let out a heavy sigh, but Naruto opened the door again and said, "Kakashi, if you're late, we'll leave without you." As he looked at Hiruzen, as Naruto left it, but Kakashi looked at her and wondered, saying out loud, "Did you know I'm the sensei, right?" And his Hiruzen let out a low chuckle, and Naruto just shook his head. As this time they didn't really meet the Tazuna this early because, well, Naruto just made a speedy request, I guess. So after that, they met with Tazuna as Naruto just smelled odor near, as he sent a hateful look as Tazuna's like spine shuddered and he froze up. He's like, "What do you want from me, brat?" He said, "Your alcohol." And he said, "What about it?" He said, getting defensive about it, hugging it even closer to him. And he said, "What about it? This is my love and joy." As Naruto switched out, he said, "What? That's it? You just live for alcohol?" As he shrugged, he said, "More or less." As he let out a hiccup, as everyone stood on the side of the head, "He's drunk." As Kakashi let out a heavy sigh, he said, "Okay, TM, let's just go." As they continued walking, and then Naruto and Sasuke both noticed a puddle along with Kakashi, but Kakashi didn't say anything. As Naruto and Sasuke looked at each other in the eyes and gave a slight nod of the head. So, as they were going into there, as they were walking into the puddle, not next to the puddle, in fact, Naruto quickly grabbed the bottle of alcohol that Tazuna was drinking as he threw it into the puddle, and as it splashed, it broke everywhere, but nothing happened as Sakura shouted, "Naruto, why did you scaring us?" But as there was already alcohol mixed there, Naruto just nodded at Sasuke as he blew through some hand signs and blew fire. As quickly two blurs jumped out, but it was too late as the alcohol already had a trail to them connected to the ground. So they quickly caught on fire. Before anything could happen, Naruto and Sasuke both did the same move on them as there was both a kick to their torso as they both fell over and passed out. As Kakashi's eyes widened and started clapping and saying, "Nice sequency, guys. Your teamwork is outstanding, actually." As he took them to the bushes and said, "I'll just interrogate this one." As Sasuke just shook his head and saying, "There's no need. You have the Sharingan, and I know you do. Just use that." And his eyes widened and said, "You know of it?" I said, "Yes. But how you got it, I don't know of it." As Kakashi just told him, "I'll tell you next time." As Sasuke just gave a slight nod of the head. As when he was going into, as he, well, decided to take a page out of Naruto's book as he just kicked one of the guys in the nuts and woke him up. As before they could say anything, Kakashi already had a hand over his headband as he looked into their eye and said, "Tell me why you're doing this." As 30 seconds later, they confessed everything, as the Genjutsu only took a little bit to work as they were still a little dozy from the after effects of getting burned and kicked in the guts. After confessing everything, Kakashi sent a heavy glare and said, "We're not continuing this mission anymore." As Tazuna was shocked, thinking, "But you guys are leaf ninjas." He said, "So what of it? We're not fools either. We're not just gonna blindly walk into a trap and get ourselves killed. In fact, we already know that there's a threat of beyond there, an A-rank missing ninja like same rank as me." And Tazuna said, "So you should be able to take care of it, right?" Kakashi said, "I don't know. You might have other people there too that we don't know of." And said, as he decided to debrief what he found out to Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. As Naruto and Sasuke still wanted to continue, as well, they saw this as an opportunity to get stronger. But Sakura was still scared, but as she saw her two crushes, decided to continue that. She suggested that she would, because she would just get protected by the both of them. So as they continued, the mist started to form. As Kakashi's eyes widened, he heard something through the air. "Duck!" he shouted, as he caught Tazuna and and as Sasuke and Sakura dived down, but Kakashi looked up and he said, "Naruto, what are you doing? Duck!" But it was too late. Slice. As the head fell down, as there's a body that limply flew down. Okay guys, so this is the end of the part 1. Let me know how you guys like it. And yeah, this is my first what if. Tell me how it went. I reached 50 minutes on my side. I don't have any background thing. Please drop some ideas to what I should put in the video while I talk, because I don't know. I might try scripted later too, but I don't know. I kind of enjoy this because when I do scripted, I might mess up the words a little too much. But yeah, tell me what should I put in the background. I see some people put gameplay, some people just do slideshows. I might just put some random gameplay in the background with like a Naruto picture. But yeah, I made this story myself, if you couldn't tell, because I kept messing up with my words a lot. But I will get better over time, as I already have a lot of ideas. So in this channel, at least, I don't have another channel yet, but if I do make one, we'll see about that in the future. But this channel is only what ifs that I made. So these are all purely my own ideas. But yeah, let me know how it went in the comments. See ya.